What's up, Geminis? How's it going? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. That's me. I'm so happy to have all the Geminis out there with me today. Up here in the teacup, as they say. Nobody says that. I just said that. Anyway. Hi, guys. What's up? We're going to do your career and finances tarot spread. This is going to be second half of November into the first half of December. As always with these general messages, they are general. That means not everything I say will resonate with all you beautiful Geminis out there. It is up to you to come into this and use your highest intuition, your discretion, your discernment to take away messages that are intended for you. If something feels foreign or doesn't fit your circumstance or scenario, it's probably not your message. It's probably meant for someone else, so you can release it. Anything that doesn't feel right, don't worry. Don't take on that energy. That being said, come into this with an open heart and an open mind, right? If you had all the answers, you probably wouldn't be here. So I'm hoping that these messages are going to help you in some capacity today, to motivate you, to inspire you. Sometimes messages will resonate for you in a few days. Wow, you got poppers. In a few weeks, even in a few months. I know that's not what everybody wants to hear. But yeah, if something hits later on and resonates, take it and run with it, right? That means it was your message. So everything else is written in the description box below, including the decks I'm using, as well as my social media. Let's hop in for Gemini, career and finances. End of the year, right? We're heading on 2020. So we're going to start you off with a message from the universe. What does the universe want to tell Gemini? In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. I think Sagittarius got this one as well. I like this card. I think it's pretty. So yeah, bear that in mind as we go through this message. We'll see what the universe has to tell you regarding career and finances. You had a lot of cards come out, Gemini. So your energy is presenting as, ooh, I love it, the shaman. So this is the Hierophant in this deck. Something about wise counseling. Now, because the shaman or the Hierophant in traditional decks, it is essentially the priest or the pope. It's like spreading the word of God to the congregation, you know. So if we take out like the religious connotation for those involved in some career where you're speaking to people, you're trying to guide them, even convince them, right? Maybe you're marketing yourself or selling yourself, your goods, your products, very much like, even in the sense of like a car salesman, right? Like you need to make the sale, you need to sound convincing, you need to present yourself in a way that is, what is the word? Inviting, I suppose. It's like you need to hammer home the point and get your message across, but you need to, yeah, do it in a way that is inviting, that is not intimidating, or again, like that term greasy car salesman, like the turnoff of like, ugh, no thank you. There's something about, and Gemini with the duality, right, the twins, there's a balance between how you need to go about like this next chapter, or even if it's not a new chapter, like the next big major endeavor or project in your career goals. I'm getting like people are all ears. People will listen, but ultimately it's like the power rests with you. And there is a tendency for you to be too domineering or too inflexible, which is kind of, that's an interesting word that came up because it sort of goes against what I was saying. I'm almost like a know-it-all or, preachy. Okay, I guess that's what it is. There's something about being able to read your person, right? If you're sensing that they're, like you're slipping or the sale is slipping away, it's like be very careful about your tactic, about how you're gonna like, like how you're gonna grab them, because yeah, there's a... there's an opportunity for this to be very profitable or very successful, but it rests on like that, like something about like a needle in a haystack, or it's like it's finite. It's very tricky to do it just right, to do it correctly. And so it's almost saying, watch how you present yourself. And I am getting, you're better in written word. So it's almost like if you can, what's that expression they say, like keep them warm, keep them on the back burner, rather than trying to like nosedive in and get the sale instantly, which I know is what most people want to do. there is something valid in keeping them warm. Like, okay, well, let me send you home with some paperwork. Let me send you home with, some manuals, some brochures. You think about it, and here's my card, and I'll get back to you. That's what this is saying. It's almost like, sorry, I'm going to turn that alarm off. There's something about in the moment, it may be tricky to get the sale, so there may be something valuable in waiting or giving it a little bit of breathing room or like a little extra in like the timeline. And this might not be in sales, Gemini, but if this resonates, you can probably relate it to whatever business or whatever career you're in. Something about the written, so it may have to do with contracts. It could have to do with writing a book. It could have to do with, fill in the blank. You're better in written word, at least in this circumstance. So if there's an opportunity to reach out to your client via email, it may come off as less threatening, as less imposing. Again, very like, it is coming up as the Hierophant for a reason, right? The idea of preaching, it's like preaching to the choir. It's like they already know. They don't want to hear that. It's like, what can you tell them that is different? And with that, it's asking you, what unique spin can you put on this so it stands out among the rest? So this isn't just like you're one in a million. It's something about capitalizing on your uniqueness to get this sale, to hit the home run. I hope that lands. This is like a lot going on in this card. Interesting. Is my deck upside down? Let's see. It's not. All right. So the world came out in reverse. Interesting. So in the upright, it's great. It's the major conclusion of major cycles. There we go. Things coming to an ending and restoring peace and balance and harmony in your life. The 4 fixed zodiac signs are always shown on this card. So Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo, if that means anything to you. It's in reverse. Something about this card always reminds me of pregnancy too. It's like, I think because she's naked, it's like, coming through the birth canal essentially. And frequently that's a metaphor for something, especially in terms of like, careers in the arts. It's like giving birth to your baby, like exercising that emotion out of you, onto the canvas with your paintbrush, with your writing tool, right? For artists, this card comes up a lot, the world. And so it's almost like in reverse. It's like, if you're creatively blocked, it's like constipation almost, like if it's not coming out. And maybe that has to do with, again, pitching your idea. Maybe you're pitching scripts, like movie deals, something like that. It's, again, getting that sale in the moment, convincing that producer in the moment. There's something about it that they're wavering. They're not completely sold on you, Gemini. So don't throw in the towel, right? Don't just cut your losses and say, oh, they didn't like me, I'm not going to get it. There's something about apply gentle pressure, but give it time. Something about you're Gemini, you're intuitive. You are going to know in the moment, like you read people quite well. Excuse me. So if you feel like you're having to force it, maybe take a step back. And again, like follow up an email, follow up with text. And you guys, I mean, this could all be like a metaphor for dating, for romance, right? I'm reading for career, but take what resonates, especially if you're interested in a Taurus or, again, one of those fixed zodiac signs. Interesting. Some of you might be teachers or professors. And if that's the case, yeah, it's almost like you're struggling to communicate this to your students. They're just not grasping the material or the concept that you're spinning out. Again, give it time. Like, let them go home, let it marinate, and then when you have class next week, it's like, follow up on the bullet points and see if it sticks this time. There's just something about the follow-up. And something about trying to convince someone of something or get them on board, get them to join your team, collaborate, whatever that is. It's not happening yet. It's like the completion, the victory, the celebration, it's delayed, it's blocked, okay? So what is your challenge or focus? The 6 of Air, interesting. Libra just had this card in the exact same position. So you may want to check that video out if you have Libra in your chart. The 6 of Swords, it's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. As we know, it talks about our thoughts, our intellect, our analysis of things, the data, the information at hand. We go from rocky waters, rocky emotions, people not feeling good or comfortable, to smooth waters, right? Smooth sailing. Water in tarot represents our love, our emotions, our feelings. So it's something like You're trying to get the information literally across where there's chaos and something is misinterpreted or misunderstood. Get the information to the other side, right? Where people can easily digest it, where they welcome it. Like it's the dawning of a new day, right? Again, something about the cycles of giving it time, giving it even like a 24-hour period. Let it marinate, let it soak in for your audience. That could even have to do with if you're giving some sort of performance, like a stage performance, right? And okay, you're performing stand-up comedy, right? And you're not getting the laughs, you're not getting the response that you want. Don't convince yourself that it was a failure and that you should give up comedy. Like, no, absolutely not. Get back out there and do it the very next day. That's what this is saying. It's like, do not throw in the towel based on one circumstance or one opinion. Literally something about this, there's going to be a change in emotion. There's going to be a change in heart regarding the information or the knowledge that you're delivering to people. Look, they're literally going to be on your boat. They're going to be on your team. If you're trying to get them on board with the idea, look, they're on board with you, but it's going to take time. Maybe 6, right? Maybe 6 days, maybe 6 weeks, maybe 6 months, right? Swords tend to be fast energy. If it was pentacles, I would tell you 6 months. With swords, this could be 6 weeks. I could absolutely see that. With wands, I would say 6 days. Wands are very fast, right? This could mean something about 6 weeks might be important, and it's coming up as your challenge. So again, that waiting period, you're gonna be in the clear. You're gonna be okay. Again, someone or something is going to take off with you, but not right now. There's a reason for the delay or the pause. Yeah, you guys, the underlying energy is the Knight of Cups. You're convincing them. They're not invested in this emotionally yet. Again, it needs to be absorbed like a sponge. It's presenting as water. This person's cup, look at her face. There's uncertainty there, right? She's looking at her cup and she's kind of like, I don't know if I buy this. Like, I don't know if I want to swallow like this crap they're feeding me, that kind of, or like, I don't know how this is sitting. I don't know how to digest it. I don't know what to do with this information. I'm not sure how I feel about it, right? Okay, so this is going to be key for you guys. So much of this is presenting with water, and because of that, it's not only the information you're delivering, it's the emotional connection with how it lands with people. So I just keep going back to like the teacher-professor metaphor. You can shove data and statistics down your student's throat all day long, but if they don't emotionally connect with the material, if they can't relate it to their own life and literally have it provoke some sort of feeling when they hear about that, equation or data or whatever it is, right, you guys? You need to find a way to relate it so that it's like they open their heart to it. They appreciate it emotionally. I know that's like a silly way of phrasing it, but they're not ready to move forward with this cup and accept anything you give them. Your person, if this is a relationship reading, your person may have trust issues. You have to convince them in a way, not only with the facts and the data, but with emotional integrity. That's going to be huge here. If you're selling yourself, people are buying you. They're not just buying the product. So again, it's like the way you approach it, you need to be very careful that you're not presenting as like the greasy car salesman. There needs to be some sort of integrity and truth behind what you're doing, or people won't buy it. People won't want to drink the Kool-Aid, right? That's actually such a beautiful metaphor, right? Like for this hierophant, right? Like, come join my tribe, join the community. It's like, in like a creepy little metaphor. It's like, I don't want to drink this person's Kool-Aid like they're crazy. I don't want that in my cup. Like, I don't want to exchange cups with them, right? Cups can be money flow. This could represent a business partnership, your client, your vendor, however you want to look at it. If this person's going to do business with you, again, they need to buy you. They need to believe you. The water flow, it's going to be good, but it's going to take some convincing. This is like the second time around. It's funny, aces are new beginnings, and that's what I was getting at with like, the first time around might not be a success. The first time around might feel like a failure, but it just has to do with confusion. It has to do with miscommunication. So it's like the second time you present that sword, that truth, that explanation, it's going to be more impactful. This could be an epiphany, and it may have to do with your client or the person you're trying to convince. It's like a new thought suddenly lands and it really hits home. Like there's force here, there's power. there's clarity, right? With the sun shines through it. It breaks through the clouds. And that's what's going on here, right? Like it's a little bit cloudy. We know the sun is trying to come up. It's like, keep going a little bit further because the sun will come out and it will provide like clarity and insight to that person who's on the fence with you. They're not sure if they want to do business. They're not sure if they want to invest with you. But here's the thing. In tarot reads that are regarding career and finances, I frequently see cups as the idea of money flow. We think of the term currency, right? This person has money, or this person has some sort of abundance or ability to help you in some way, especially if you're creative, artistic, or whatever. This, again, could be like a producer of your material, something like that. This person has the ability to to get on board with your idea and like take you to new lands, right? Potentially offer you some sort of advice or guidance, or again, financially, they might be able to offer you something that's going to progress you in your career. But yeah, it's like you have to like stick the landing with this person. They're on the fence. It's like they're wavering. So there needs to be that one final like, let me send it to you in writing, or even like, let me show you in the tangible. Again, that teacher-student metaphor, if you're teaching them about space and astronomy, right? Rather than just show them a textbook, hold a class at night, right? Take them to an observatory, like show them a telescope. It's like, make it real to them and connect with them emotionally so that it's not just like this cold business deal. Make it real. Tap into their emotions. Make them feel it. That's what's important here. Anyway, all right, moving on. Sorry, I ramble. The help available to you is the 9 of Fire. Okay, so this is typically the Wounded Warrior card, someone who's on the defense, but it's coming to you as a help. And what this is saying to me is that obstacle that's in your way, or that person that you think is blocked off, it's not true. It's a false disguise. Like, look at this, right? You see this as you shall not pass. That's what this card is to me, right? Look, you can totally pass through like it's an ant, right? Wearing a silly hat and a dress. And like, this is not an inflexible person. It's going to take a little bit of convincing. Again, something about the time span of it, 6 or 9. And that, I don't know. Something about this is, it's going to be like a few weeks out. I will say that. It feels like it's going to take some time. And maybe it's already felt like it's been taking time, but you will pass. That's what's coming through here, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to just be like, yes, come on in. It's going to take some convincing on your part, right? It's like, again, you got to put on that, like, you know, car salesman, like speech, or again, like preach to the choir, or, you know, preach to the people that you're trying to get on board with your idea. They're in thought now, right? It's like where they were once looking at that cup almost in disgust of like, what is this? I don't know if I want it. Now it's like they're thinking. They're like, well, you know, I really am looking for a script regarding, you know, empowerment of women and this and that. Or, you know what I mean? Like, there's a million things this could be, but it's like you're starting to convince them. You are very good at tapping into people's emotions and their thoughts. And that's what this is going to take, Gemini. You got this. Don't give up. Don't be like hard on yourself or defeatist. It's the opposite. You have to like raise your vibration to be very persistent. Persistence. That's what's gonna help you. And perseverance on that matter. So underlying energy is 3 of Swords and Temperance. Interesting. Let's see what that's about. Oh, okay, instantly. Do you know what this is? This person's been burned before. That's why they're not, like, they literally, like, the ink has been spilled, like black ink or something soaking into the heart. Again, the heart space. This is a card of swords, right? But it does talk about hurt feelings. And especially with the mind, people have played mind tricks or mind games with them before, so they're not apt to want to jump on board with your idea immediately. It's going to take lots of persuasion, and again, something about the integrity of what you're doing is really important. That's why Temperance is coming up here. It's ultimately exchanging cups with oneself, and it's very healing. It's the Archangel Michael, right? The angel of love. I know this is like a cheesy way of phrasing it, but it's like where this person has been hurt and heartbroken before, you are being called to like bring ease and or like ease their pain, heal their suffering. And that is a metaphor for putting their mind at ease where they have insecurity and fear about letting you in. about letting you pass through, about, coming on board with your team, investing in your company. You have to put their mind at ease and like heal any unsettled emotions that they had, right? There's that unsettled emotions. You're trying to get them on board and to the other side, right? Something about like clarity. You need to give them clarity and peace of mind, peaceful waters, like get them back in the calm. Again, it has to do with their emotional state. This has to do with your person, right? Maybe it's a romantic person, right? But your business partnership, your vendor, your client, your whoever you're reaching out to, your merchant, whoever you're selling your product to, something about ease their troubled mind. Isn't that a lyric from a song? I feel like that's a Simon and Garfunkel song. Or no, it's a Van Morrison song. Help me ease your troubled mind. I don't know. Take it and run with it if that means something to you. Listen to some Van Morrison, maybe. All right. That's the help available to you guys. That's so key. You have the ability to heal their troubled mind, okay? They will let you pass, be persistent, and also consistency. Follow up. Send the follow-up email. Keep them warm, as I was saying, like on the back burner. Like, don't give up hope that, they're never going to crack. They will let you in, but it's going to take them time. Again, as I was saying, they may have trust issues. Particularly if you're dealing with a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, possibly a Sagittarius, but I really think that represents more you. Interesting. All right. Your advice or guidance, Gemini. Ooh, the afterlife. All right, so this card is unique to this deck. It literally doesn't exist in tarot. I want to clarify it before I go too deep into it. All right, so wow, there's a lot coming through here. All right, so again, the underlying energy is a lot of you are trying to get money from an investor. That metaphor keeps coming up again and again and again. They have a difficult decision and they're trying to trust, again, their intuition, which is their emotions, their feelings, right? You need to like strike a chord with them on the interior, their emotions. They have a difficult decision to make about releasing disappointment from the past, things that have happened in their past. It's, again, bridging the gap, right? The bridge, literally, something about bridge over troubled water keeps coming through. I don't know why that song is coming through. Again, maybe that means something to someone. Maybe you're building bridges and construction. I don't know. There is other opportunity for this partnership, right? The Two of Cups, business partnership, where money and love and currency can flow back and forth. This person's cup, it's like they're trying to pour their cup into yours. They're trying to sponsor your business. They're trying to make peace and harmony with you, right? Maybe this is restoring a troubled business partnership, whatever. There is great opportunity for this to succeed, for there to be a happy partnership, but also a financially, or a good financial opportunity between you two. But this person is having trouble ripping themselves away from the past. They are worried that like history will repeat itself. If they go out on a limb and trust you, look, they're guarded, right? They have their swords up. They're literally guarding their heart, right, guys? This is important, right? These messages keep coming through. They are worried that if they let their guard down and let you into their heart, it's going to end up the way it did in the past, where multiple people have broken their heart, multiple business opportunities have been a failure or a flop. They've lost a lot of money in the past, right? It would take a huge leap of faith for them to join your team, to collaborate with you. And maybe this is one very specific opportunity of, again, selling that one painting. You've got a client and you're keeping them warm and like they just won't budge. For a lot of you, I think they will, but they're worried that, yeah, you're trying to take advantage of them. They're worried it's like you're going to take the money and run. Again, another great song. Who does that song? Go on, take the money and run. Who does that one? I love that song. Is it the Steve Miller Band? Whatever. I'm sorry, guys, but such great songs. They're worried you're trying to take advantage of them. This is the liar, cheater, thief card. it's not what you are. What's interesting is the underlying energy. It's presenting Queen of Cups, right? You might be a Cancer, Gemini, cusper. Queen of Love, somebody who connects with people emotionally, someone who's very intuitive, empathic, even psychic Gemini, right? We were saying you connect with people on a mental level, but you need to focus on the heart space too. Make them connect to the material emotionally so that they don't see you as someone who is opportunistic or trying to like do them dirty. You want to let like this part of you rule because you are very quick with your words. The way you communicate your ideas, it's almost overwhelming. It's like the smoke is overpowering the room so that your client or whoever, they're worried or something that they're not seeing it with clarity. They think there's like mystery or illusion or trickery going on here. And I don't think there is for most of you. But again, you need to convince them that you're not just going to take the money and run, that like you're there for the long haul. You're there because it's like your heart and emotions are invested, right? Again, the water, the calm, peaceful water, you need to make your person feel at ease. The afterlife is coming up because it has something to do with being slighted in the past and course correcting, but righting the wrongs of what's been done to your person in the past. And what's interesting is that it's almost out of your control. And quite frankly, Gemini, it's not your responsibility to fix the mistakes this person has made in the past, especially if it hasn't been with you. If they have made financial mistakes, again, in other career endeavors, and you're brand new and you're like, hey, want to invest in my company, they have great like trepidation and hesitation. And here's the thing, it's not your responsibility to fix it, though ultimately you are restoring their hope and healing their broken heart that there are still good opportunities out in the world and people who want to, use their skills and talents in a good way. In a weird way, what I'm getting from this is if this person chooses to do business with you and it's done like with integrity and love on your part, Gemini, there is some sort of success that this project or this sale or this business endeavor will have that like raises their vibe, where it rights the wrongs of what was done to them in the past. Again, almost like guardian angel type shit. Like it's sort of out of your control, but it's almost like universe, God, spirit, whatever you believe in, has purposely set you two down a course together because it's mutually beneficial. You get the sale, you get the business partnership, you get the investment, the backing, the whatever, the followers, the subscribers. They have gotten burned in the past, and by collaborating with you, Gemini, it rights that wrong of all the times that it didn't work out for them. It's something like you're their guardian angel to like show them the light that like love is possible. This is so cheesy, you guys, I'm sorry. But that's the message coming through. Like this is like for a lot of you, it's a very unique idea. It's a very unique opportunity. And I know that because this card is coming up. This card doesn't exist in other tarot. So there's something about a chance meetup, a chance. It's like this sale or this project or this collaboration. It was like destined. It was written in the stars to right the wrongs, even of like past lives, right? It's called the afterlife. And also something about this, it will be remembered. It is a project that has legacy attached to it. If you're writing a book, it's a book that they will use for years to come. If you're producing a movie, it's going to be, one of those movies that stands the test of time. There's legacy attached to it. It's like the afterlife or even like the aftermath of what you do. It's going to live on well past what you're expecting. It's going to exceed expectations. That's what I'm getting at here. All right, you guys. So in any moment, I can surrender to the power of In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. Don't force the puzzle piece to fit. It's going to like ease and settle in when it's ready to. Be genuine and authentic. Don't be like a shyster. Don't be the greasy car salesman, the liar, cheater, thief. That's not going to win you any prizes. It's not going to win you any friends. It's going to isolate you. Be the Queen of Cups. Queen of integrity, the Queen of love, psychic intuition. Maybe some of you are going to be tarot readers. All right. Cool. Oracle cards. Speaker. Your life purpose involves your skills of oration. Well, we know that. We were saying you have to sell yourself, right? You also have let go. Walk away from the situation in order to resolve it. Guys, come on. Come on. That's what we were saying, right? And last, nutrition. You conduct healing work with your culinary skills. All right. So that might mean something to someone, particularly if you're opening up a restaurant or, I don't know, some sort of health food store or whatever. Also, this is a message to some of you. You need to start eating better and taking better care of your body because, again, you're going to need stamina. Once this person lets you through, it's like your world opens up. The gates have been opened, right? Like this, you're birthing this new baby into the world. It's like you need to make sure your body is prepared and good so that you can like metaphorically like run that race and get to the finish line. Taking like self-care is what's coming through there. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. This has been a long reading. Please do like, share, subscribe. That helps me a whole lot. Let me know in the comments below what resonates for you, Gemini, and I will see you very soon for more tarot.